We're barroom buddies and we're doing fine. So pour me another, we got nothing but time. Oh, chug-a-lug-a-lugging, barroom buddy of mine. Now we're skirt chasing, tail kicking, guitar picking, pool hustling. Oh, chug-a-lug-a-lugging, old barroom buddy of mine.
Well, me and old Charlie have done a lot of stuff, but believe it or not, we died. We actually died once. When we got up to the pearly gates, St. Peter's looking through his book, looks up my name, shakes his head, and looks down. Then he starts looking up Charlie's name. His eyes like widened up, like shook his head, and he looked down too. And all of a sudden, he says, "Boys, I think you're not going to be able to stay." And Charlie looked over at me and says, "Well, I guess we're going down." I said, "Well, wait a minute. And I looked at St. Peter and I was like, is there anything we can do?" St. Peter asked us a question. Y'all ever done anything honorable? Anything? Just name it. Charlie says, "Yes, we have." He said, "What was that?" Charlie said, "There was this old girl at the bar we used to go to. When we showed up, she was being messed with by a whole bunch of bikers." And he said, "I went up to the biggest biker, told him to leave her alone or else we were going to kick their ass." Charlie looked over at me and said, "Ain't that right?" I said, "Yep." St. Peter said, "Really? What'd the biker do?" Biker just laughed at us. So then I went up to the biker, slapped him across the face, and told him, "You know what? We'll whoop all of y'all." And St. Peter said, "Really? When did this happen?" Charlie looked at St. Peter and said, "About 10 minutes ago." If that ain't a true story, it ought to be. Because if I'm lying, I'm dying. Till next time.
Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Mean no harm by the things we do, or the trouble that we get into. Other than a wild hair once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. And good old boys is all you'll ever be.